Trump was waiting. The trial of Eduardo Bolsonaro. He was just waiting to see what the first panel would decide, and we already knew what the outcome would be, right? They're talking about it, okay? About reapplying the Magnitsky Act, and that's already being discussed. Remember when it first came up? When the Magnitsky Act first came up and all that? Minister Alexandre de Moraes was unexpected. We used to talk about it a lot here and all, and suddenly it happened. But ministers can get involved now, huh? Because what they did to Eduardo was outrageous. It's not me saying this. The top analysts are saying it here. Hit that like button. I'm going to show everything here. There's a lot of news and information. Join our family and subscribe to the channel. Link. Group. If you have a group, my friends, it helps a lot. Share it a lot on your social networks, on WhatsApp, and so on. Let's release it. The information. Guys, before that, I want to share an opportunity. I'm going to show you Slim Fever here. I always post videos here that I made in the past few days. 2 kilos in a day. Then people say, no, it's just water and stuff. Look at the images. Look at my face. Look at my face. I only sell a product here if I fully trust it. Look at my face. Look at the image. It's only been a few months. It's not even a year. This hasn't even been a year, just months. Knowledge, first-hand knowledge. Look at my pants. My pants. Look how wide it is. And obviously it's already here. I don't wear a belt, see? You can fit a hand in here. The product works. Obviously, you have to have discipline. Dieting is like this. We have to plan ahead. But it helps a lot, guys. It was 20 kilos. 20 kilos that I lost, right? After we turn 40, it gets harder to lose weight. It really is more difficult. Even exercising every day. And I wasn't able to lose weight. Focus, discipline, I managed to lose it. The images speak for themselves. Look at my face. My face is totally different, right? So it's worth it. If you don't want to miss this opportunity, it's an easier, completely natural way. It's a little powder that you add, right? Especially to those greasy meals. It will help you eliminate fat, lose inches. The link is right below. A great opportunity to lose weight. In a healthy way, with better quality of life, everything changes completely. Pants that didn't fit before start to fit. We have much higher self-esteem. That's a fact, right? The link is right below for those who don't want to miss this opportunity to lose weight today, okay? Brazil's Supreme Court, as expected, right? Sentenced Eduardo Bolsonaro to 4 years and 2 months. Look, I like Eduardo a lot. I have a lot of affection for him. I've mentioned it here in several videos. Extremely polite. Extremely helpful. Extremely kind. Extremely humble. No, Fabiano, you like Eduardo. Why are you saying that? I saw it. I'm out in the countryside, not even in the capitals. In the capitals. Usually it's not on purpose, but usually those who are in the capitals, right? We think we're big and all, because things happen a lot in the capitals. São Paulo, Rio de Janeiro, Belo Horizonte, Goiás, Goiânia. Porto Alegre, Curitiba, in these big places, Florianopolis, right? Salvador, things. We're kind of here, sometimes a bit hidden, but not that much. Yeah, it's hard to have major political figures coming here, for example. Even to São José do Rio Preto. It's hard. It's really hard. Eduardo Bolsonaro was here. Then I had the pleasure of seeing what his behavior was like. You know, we only talked through videos and stuff. I've already talked about this guy here. He didn't leave. He didn't budge from the hotel while there was still one last person there for him to talk to during the political campaign and all that. I've seen a lot of big shots in politics and even influencers and such, who come here to Rio Preto. Can you believe it? If you want, okay? They don't even look us in the face. And look, many times we do work here for a lot of them, helping out, but no, they don't even look us in the face. I just can't understand it. That used to leave me devastated. I said, damn, man. Wow. We make so many videos here. People walk right past us, don't even look at us. That's sad. When we talk about the unity of the right of these groups, that can't happen. It's the nicest thing, right? Getting everyone's affection. When you see me on the street, you get so happy, right? Because we're friends. Not this boy. It's sincere. It's sincere, and it's a fact, okay? I'm telling you what I saw with my own eyes. His spontaneity. What they're doing to him isn't fair. Alexandre de Moraes is trying to ruin his political life and prevent him from making a living. From the decision that makes him ineligible for the next 8 years and so on. Because he thinks the Democrat will win over there in the United States, and it's to try to leave Eduardo Bolsonaro unable to make a living. That's it. And then he started letting everything out. Yeah, that's it, guys. Guys, yeah, it's a different world today. Trump isn't expected to leave power anytime soon, not even Trump. Then there's Ruby, and there's also Vence. Brazil's Supreme Court unanimously convicts Eduardo for obstruction of justice. Eduardo is so important, that he became an advisor to Trump. He says, hey Trump, go ahead and impose Magnitsky sanctions. Go ahead and impose Magnitsky sanctions on there was traffic so-and-so, this guy, that guy. That's not it. Magnitsky is very serious. Very serious, right? And it's here. Look, want to see? Several people from the press. I was following Nila Guimarães from Metropolis. You can't lump everyone together sometimes, because you can't. This lady. This great journalist, she is sincere. There are some journalists at Metropolis that I also don't like very much, but she is extremely sincere. Look at what she said. I'm a fan of her work. Not everything she says is going to please us. But she was extremely honest, accurate about the story and the facts.
What matters is what is provided for in the Constitution.
What matters is what is provided for in the law if the Federal Supreme Court does not follow the law. The Supreme Court doesn't even follow procedure. This A from the letter, the rogatory, is a procedure. You don't follow procedure based on assumptions. Supposedly he already knows. It doesn't matter. What counts is what's in the law. And then the understanding of the Supreme Court justices, it overrides, their interpretations override what is provided for in the law, Felipe. So yeah, it's being a judge in a very modern way. Let's interpret things as we see fit. Here we have to be realistic. Being realistic is what's written in the law. It's very difficult to go beyond all these limits and take away the legal protections of a defendant who is also protected by the law. He was a member of parliament, and yes, he had the right to speak and the prerogative to turn to another country. He could have even sought out the United Nations and any other council or international organization because he was allowed to by law. And there is also freedom of speech. All of this was presented in the defense by the Public Defender's Office and was denied first by the Office of the Prosecutor General, saying that Eduardo Bolsonaro exceeded the bounds of free speech and his role as a parliamentarian and even went to another country to harm our country. But that's not what happened. It's putting in the hands of a parliamentarian a decision that is about the issue of overtaxing the country here, Magnitsky sanctions. It's giving a parliamentarian a power that he doesn't have. So Felipe, I'm sorry for the legal uncertainty and what the Federal Supreme Court has been doing with these rulings. It's very complicated. And I really hope that future Supreme Court justices don't act politically like they are acting now.
See? I'm speechless here. In Metropolis. Honesty. Danilo's. Very honest. We're not saying no, defend our points of view. No, that's not it. It's just what's right. Bulos went abroad. He went to Portugal to ask for intervention there when Lula was in prison. Ghazi Hoffman called Al Jazeera TV. She went to the Arab world. Several left-wing parliamentarians went there when Lula was in that situation that he brought upon himself. Now, hold on. When it's the right, it's always different, and it always will be, right? For now. Until everything changes. But, look, I was surprised. Because she always has extremely consistent opinions. I don't know Neela. I don't know her political stance and all, but that's journalism. Working with facts and the truth. I mean, not everything will please us, but she's extremely sincere, honest, and absolutely right. Things are about to heat up, huh? Things are about to heat up. People are commenting, want to see. The United States may reimpose Magnitsky sanctions on Alexandre. It was Eduardinho who said it, okay? It was Eduardo who said it. Let's take a look here. And it won't be just against Zando. The fourth panel, the first panel, 4 justices. Zando, Zanin, Dino, and Carmen.
Do you intend to take this Brazilian Supreme Court decision to the White House?
Certainly. I will take it to the White House. I will take it to the State Department. I will take it to the U.S. Congress. I will speak with all the congressmen who are our allies.
Let me just cut in here, okay? Did you see Edward's little daughter? He's a great family man. Look at that. She wants to be there all the time. She looked like Hercules when he was little, right? I used to record. I had to stay. You guys will see, right? I kept having to push him away like this. But it's just that he would be stuck to me the whole time.
I will take it to the United States Congress. I will take it to all the congressmen who are our allies and with whom we have dialogue, because this is an affront to the American government. Is Brazil really the only one that's right? Are the United States, Spain, Italy, and Argentina all wrong? Or even Poland, right? Where the journalist Didi got asylum. We must turn the page on this chapter in our country's history by electing a new government and Congress to counter this Supreme Court that persecutes people. It's not possible, with all due respect. I'm the federal deputy with the most votes in Brazil's history. I would return home to continue as president of the Foreign Affairs and National Defense Committee. I'm now being stopped from doing my job because they think that just because you were arrested in Juiz de Fora and those women on January 8th, right? They went after my father, the first former president of Brazil to be arrested, without any corruption charges, just for a made-up coup. Do they think nothing's going to happen because of that? We will keep reporting these crimes internationally.
Eduardinho, first of all, congratulations on your beautiful family. Congrats on your beautiful family. You can tell what kind of man someone is by their children, right? They have such affection for their father. That's how you recognize a great man. And you are one, right? And in this matter, at this point, right? In all that happened with Eduardo, it's because Moraes is worried about him becoming a senator, right? The plan is Andre do Prado for senator. He'll end up serving in Flavio's cabinet, in the presidency, and Eduardo takes over, right? And that's why they've never had such a fast trial in history, to convict someone. But when it comes to convicting their enemies, they do it. But it's there. You saw it. You'll see what this is going to turn into. What it's going to turn into. And it's not that Eduardo doesn't have influence with Trump. But Trump sees what's happening here. There's no way not to see it. There's no way. Okay? That's the fact. Again here, look. The press is siding with the truth, with the facts. He is the congressman with the most votes in Brazil's history. The top vote getter. Why do they want to exclude him from the political process? Because he really has influence. He has decision-making power. Bam, he's got real clout. Okay? Share it like crazy. Smash that like button. Go all out. Hit that like button hard. It helps YouTube a lot. Look, if this video is cool, then it will help us out. Show it to more and more people. If you have a group, all right, following us. There are a lot of groups. Grab the link, get the link, share it in there. It really helps our work here. Okay? I'll be right back.
Here on the Pais e Filhos channel, Fabiano Guigui.